Karun, known as the King of Hell, was from the people of Moses Alaihissalam. According to some sources, there are differing accounts suggesting that Karun was either Moses' uncle or his cousin. Before he believed in Prophet Moses, Karun served as the representative of the children of Israel under Pharaoh. After embracing faith, he dedicated his life to knowledge, wisdom, and worship. While serving his people, he never neglected his devotion to Allah. Sources state that he was the most skilled reader of the Torah after Prophet Moses Alaihissalam. His good conduct earned him great respect among the Israelites. Over time, through the blessing of Moses' prayer for him, God granted Karun the knowledge of alchemy. With this knowledge, Karun amassed immense wealth and gained a unique status among his people. However, his vast wealth and excessive attachment to this knowledge eventually became the cause of his downfall. One day, the cursed Shaytan came to Karun disguised as a human and offered him friendship, and they became close companions. As time passed, Shaytan said to Karun, "O Karun, instead of living off the earnings of others, let's work just 1 day a week and devote the remaining 6 days to ibadah." Karun liked this idea very much. They went to the city together, worked for 1 day, and spent the next 6 days living and worshipping with the money they had earned. Shaytan slowly tightened his grip on Karun. He returned with a new plan. "We don't need anyone anymore, Karun. Let's work for half the week and worship the other half. We can donate the extra money we earn to help the poor for the sake of Allah." This idea sounded even more appealing to Karun, and Shaytan skillfully continued his deception. "Let's work harder and earn more wealth so that we can worship Allah more and give even greater sadaqah to those in need," he suggested. Karun, who was once hard-working and devout, gradually succumbed to worldly ambitions through Shaytan's tricks. He began to harbor jealousy and resentment toward Musa Alaihissalam. Shaytan relentlessly fed this hasad and greed, leading Karun further astray. Musa Alaihissalam was constantly being watched by Karun. In Karun's eyes, he too deserved the same love and respect from the children of Israel that they gave to Musa Alaihissalam. However, the Israelites did not show Karun this same love and respect. Unable to bear this, Karun transformed into someone else, consumed by increasing jealousy and hatred, and began to plot to bring Musa Alaihissalam down in the eyes of the Israelites. Despite all of Karun's negative thoughts, Hazrat Musa Alaihissalam always approached him with kindness and continued to teach him the knowledge of alchemy. This knowledge had been granted to Karun through the barakah of Hazrat Musa's Alaihissalam dua. Over time, Karun began to amass more wealth and grew even richer. Thanks to Musa Alaihissalam, he continued to prosper and accumulated all his wealth. However, his growing wealth only increased his arrogance and pride. His excessive attachment to his riches made him forget that ibadah and wealth truly belong to Allah alone. As the Qur'an states, he became one of the rebellious. Ultimately, the divine judgment concerning him was as follows. Karun was from the people of Musa, but he rebelled against them. We gave him such treasures that their keys would have been a heavy burden for a strong, powerful group. His people had said to him, "Exult not, for Allah loveth not those who exult." Karun, whose heart was filled with worldly ambitions through the tricks of Satan, began to grow tired of Moses' Alaihissalam advice and could no longer tolerate it. "O Musa Alaihissalam," he said, "you have assigned your brother Harun Alaihissalam the task of intercession and sacrifice. I have nothing like that. But I read the Torah very well. Therefore, I am superior to Harun Alaihissalam. How can I bear this injustice?" Musa Alaihissalam replied, Allah Almighty did not give this office and position to me, but to Harun alayhi salam. But Karun insisted, saying, I will not accept this unless you show me a sign. Musa Alaihissalam then called the elders of Bani Israel and said, Bring your staffs. They placed them in a designated spot. He instructed, The staff that blooms will belong to the rightful leader. The staffs were brought and placed in the place where they worshipped, and only Harun's alayhisalam's staff blossomed and grew leaves. This clear miracle made Karun realize the truth, but he still followed his ego. Astonished, he said, This is nothing but magic. He then left in anger. His rebellion against Hazrat Musa Alaihissalam did not end. Another time, Allah Almighty commanded the people of Bani Israel to wear blue stripes on their clothing. Karun rebelled once again, claiming that this was simply a way to distinguish the masters from the slaves, and he ignored this command. The fire of Karun's jealousy had completely engulfed him. This fire was consuming him. He began holding banquets and giving speeches to people in order to show his greatness. Karun's greed had completely overtaken him, so much so that when Musa Alaihissalam asked him to pay zakat on his wealth, he said, Do you covet my wealth? I earned this money. He refused to pay zakat, and this is mentioned in the Qur'an as follows, Rather, seek the reward of the hereafter by means of what Allah has granted you, without forgetting your share of this world. And be good to others as Allah has been good to you. Do not seek to spread corruption in the land, for Allah certainly does not like the corruptors. He said, This has been given to me because of a certain knowledge which I have. Did he not know that Allah had destroyed before him whole generations, which were superior to him in strength and greater in the amount of riches they had collected? But the wicked are not called immediately to account for their sins. So he went forth among his people in the pride of his worldly glitter. Said those whose aim is the life of this world, Oh, that we had the like of what Karun has got, for he is truly a lord of mighty good fortune. But those who had been granted true knowledge said, Alas for you! The reward of Allah in the hereafter is best for those who believe and work righteousness. But this none shall attain, save those who steadfastly persevere in good. Then we caused the earth to swallow up him and his house, and he had not the least little party to help him against Allah, nor could he defend himself. And those who had envied his position the day before began to say on the morrow, Ah, it is indeed Allah who enlarges the provision or restricts it to any of his servants he pleases. Had it not been that Allah was gracious to us, he could have caused the earth to swallow us up. Ah, those who reject Allah will assuredly never prosper. That home of the hereafter we shall give to those who intend not high-handedness or mischief on earth, and the end is best for the righteous. When Musa Alaihissalam made zakat obligatory on the children of Israel, Karun once again could not accept it. He gathered the children of Israel together and said to them, O children of Israel, until now you have obeyed everything Moses Alaihissalam commanded you. Now he wants to confiscate your property. They said, You are our elder, we will do whatever you command us. Then Karun said, Call me this prostitute woman, give her the amount of wealth she wants, and make her say that she was with Musa Alaihissalam. His order was immediately carried out. To carry out this plan, Karun went to Musa Alaihissalam and pleaded with him, Come and give some advice to the children of Israel who are gathered there to listen to your advice. So Musa Alaihissalam got up and went there and said, O children of Israel, know that whoever steals, we will cut off his hand. Whoever accuses someone of adultery, we will flog him. And whoever commits adultery, if he is not married, we will give him 100 lashes, and if he is married, we will flog him until he dies." Not wanting to miss this opportunity, Karun asked, "What if you were that person?" Musa Alaihissalam replied, "Yes, if it were me too." Then Karun said, "The children of Israel say that you were with so-and-so woman." Musa Alaihissalam said, "Call that woman, and if she says so, then what she says is true." They called her, and she came. Musa Alaihissalam asked her, "Did I really have intercourse with you as they claim?" The woman said, "No, they are lying. They paid me to slander you." And Musa Alaihissalam immediately fell prostrate on the spot. Allah Almighty revealed to him, "This day I have given the earth at your command, and you may command it as you wish." So Musa Alaihissalam commanded the earth, "Swallow them up." With each command, the earth swallowed them a little more, first up to their knees, then up to their waists, then up to their necks. Meanwhile, they were begging and pleading with Musa Alaihissalam. But Prophet Musa Alaihissalam, who was famous for his fierceness, continued to command the ground to swallow them whole. This mud thrown at Musa Alaihissalam would not only stain his person, but also the revelation with which he was entrusted. Therefore, Musa Alaihissalam could not forgive such a great treachery and murder. When his infamous plan backfired, we finally destroyed him and his palace, and he had no followers to help him against Allah, nor was he among those who could defend and save him. Karun's worldly inclinations and envy of others destroyed him. For the fate of the envious is nothing but loss. Indeed, when the children of Israel saw the destruction of Karun and his followers, they regretted it. And those who had envied his position the day before began to say on the morrow, "Ah, it is indeed Allah who enlarges the provision or restricts it to any of his servants he pleases. Had it not been that Allah was gracious to us, he could have caused the earth to swallow us up. Ah, those who reject Allah will assuredly never prosper. That home of the hereafter we shall give to those who intend not high-handedness or mischief on earth, and the end is best for the righteous." The story of Karun is a lesson that shows us how destructive excessive attachment to the world and arrogant ambition can be. He lost true peace and tranquility as he desired endless wealth and power, using the blessings of Allah only for his own benefit. Wealth, greed, and arrogance led him to eternal destruction. May Allah bring us closer to him and take away our worldly ambitions and desires. May Allah take away our worldly ambitions and desires from us and grant us the ability to seek his pleasure, remove the love of worldly possessions from our hearts, and turn to him alone.